with his performance at the Atlanta City Games, as well as all his races so far for the 2024 outdoor seasons. Jamaica's Oblique Seville looks really, and I'm going to underline that word, really dangerous. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video at least once a day here at Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yeah, good to go. He is Jamaica's best male sprinter at this point in his career, none other than Oblique Seville. This past weekend at the Adidas Atlanta City Games 2024, he stormed away into victory in the men's 200 meters straight. So this is not a 200 meters where you run a curve, you run straight. Very rarely run event, and did so in fine style, cementing his wins so far for the 2024 season. Oblique Seville won this in a new personal best, a time of 19.96, with Jamaica's Antonio Watson, the defending world champion in the men's 400 meters, taking fourth in 20.99 seconds.
Away they go then. 200 metres dead straight, very hard to judge right. Oblique Seville going well on the near side, possibly leading at the halfway stage. Oblique Seville pumping really hard here. They're trying to come back at him. The strength of Richards there in lane 2 is beginning to pull him back. Seville being chased down by Richards. Is Richards going to get there? It's a battle to the line, and Oblique Seville takes it.
Seville last year for the 2023 season was injured, and it changed everything. Now, I've been saying for quite some time that Seville is going to be on that podium sooner rather than later. These are his words about what happened to him last year in 2023.
So I mean, like I could run, and it was like a week before the race was going to be, I got injured, and it was like a depressing moment for me because I knew that I was on a perfect form. I knew the form that I was in. I knew that I could go over there and deliver for my Jamaican fans. Well,
so far this season, Oblique Seville has scored several PBs. In the 200 meters outdoors, it's 20, that's the regular 200 meters, it's 20.17. In the straight PB 200 meters, it's 19.9. That's 19.96. And in the 400 meters, scored 47.44. I think this is a really good look from Coach Glenn Mills, because he's doing one of the things I've been complaining about for a long time. Here is Oblique Seville winning the 400 meters and setting his personal best in that event a few months ago. I think this was February the 10th.
To the home stretch they come. It is Skerrit of Titans. Then Prendergast also begins to fly. Oblique Seville. Seville comes by Skerrit and Prendergast. Oblique Seville left it late and wins at Atlanta 47-44.
And here he's running his 200 meters PB of 20.17. This is the regular 200 meters.
Beautifully off the curve, into the straight they come. Oblique Seville with the advantage. Look at him step away from the rest of the field. Clark battling for second, but Oblique Seville.
Now, of course, you should know that last year he ran fourth again in the finals of the men's 100 meters at the World Championships. This time, the number 2, 3, and 4, him placing fourth, all ran the same exact time.
It's a clean start and what a race. A huge roar from the expectant crowd. Great start from Coleman, we expect that. Can Lyles come through? It's very, very tight. It's Noah Lyles!
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. I've been saying for 2 years non-stop that Oblique Seville is our greatest hope, I think, for winning a medal at the world stage. We have not had a Jamaican win a world championship 100 meter or 200 meter medal in quite some time. Same thing in the Olympics. But I am very, very certain that this young man, I've been saying it consistently, is the person who will be able to do it. Now, I'm not saying that there's an Akeem Blake who is incredibly talented and I think he could also end up on the podium. But I've also been complaining that I think one of the problems that was happening and has been happening with our athletes is that they're now specializing, and specializing is not a good thing, contrary to what anybody says. The science says otherwise. I was complaining that Oblique needs to be running some 200s and some 400s, and I saw them start doing this last year. He's now run a new PB in the 400 meters. It's not the fastest 400 meters on the planet, but it's still very impressive. 47 plus is not bad. The 200 meters, 20.17, he will only get better, because here's the thing. The 400 meters gives you strength and endurance. The 200 meters does the same thing too. Both things help to make you better in the 100 meters. Usain Bolt is living proof of that, as is Shelley and Fraser Price, as is Sharika Jackson, as is Lane Thompson, Hurrah. But certainly Sharika, etc. Both also ran the 400 meters. So what I'm saying is, the athlete needs to be rounded. You need to have the strength, because the 100 meters, as short and as fast as it is, you need to have speed, endurance, you need to have stamina, and you have to have just hardcore core strength. You know, those are all necessary. Not to mention the fact that running these different races helps you in your stride pattern. It helps you in your technique. All these things combined. And now that I see the great Glenn Mills, the genius, applying this to Oblique Seville. And by the way, please remember that Oblique Seville is very young. He's 23 years old. So this is definitely a world champion should he remain healthy. I believe this year he is the most dangerous he's ever been. If he remains healthy and he continues on this trajectory, he's going to be a very, very serious element. Now, I'm looking forward to see what he does running against Noah Lyles this weekend at Racers Grand Prix. I'm not going to make any predictions. Not interested in doing this for this particular video. My point is, this young man was always dangerous, but his tools have now been sharpened and are being sharpened. So you're going to look at someone who has, if you watch that Atlanta race, that straight 200 meters is very difficult to run technically. The timing on that race is very difficult to run. It's one of the reasons why they put Antonio Watson in the race, because we're going to talk about Antonio Watson another thing. But I'm saying, don't know if you agree with me, but in my humble opinion, what's being done with this young man now, he was already fast. He was already a very, very quick athlete. 9.86 is seriously quick. In fact, if 9.86 is, I think he will improve that PB this year. Definitely improve it. And I think as he matures and he gets smarter, a little bit more experienced. The mistakes he made last year he ran too fast, I think, in the semis, and certainly too fast in the opening 100 meters in the heats, and it was very humid there. So that definitely impacted how he ran in the finals. So I really think that the Oblique Seville we're seeing now is one of the most dangerous persons in the 100 meters going in. That's my personal opinion. If I were Glenn Mills, I would have him run the 200 meters also, just for the sheer fact that I think as he gets stronger, it will only help him. That's why you see Talul running the 200. That's why Shelley doesn't like it, but she still runs it occasionally. All these races, the idea of specializing in sprints without doing the 4 and the 2, I think is a very bad idea. That's just my personal humble opinion. I think it works against the athlete. I think the athlete has to run the 4. If you're a 100-meter sprinter, you must run the 4, even if you hate it. You have to run the 2, I think. And I explained earlier in the video why I said this. So I'm grateful to the great Glenn Mills, and I see this young man doing well, and I think we'll have a real indicator as to where he's at. It's still early when he races against Noah Lyles and that excellent lineup at the Racers Grand Prix. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, you are royals. You're kings and queens. Bless us.